Alrighty, we are almost there. Now for the brains of the operation. We're going to build the head of Harvey 2.0. Okay, again, I'm suggesting the colors here, what I think looks good. There's variations you could come up with. You want to start with I think this is called the neck piece on my parts list. You're going to start with folding this over, and these two holes are closer. That's going to be the top. Okay, I just decided that. No, that's actually the way it works. So I think this is the size of piece I need. I just had a scrap piece sitting on the table. Again, you know, you could start with a bigger piece and trim it later. I'm going to start with a bigger piece just to show you how much harder it is. So the finished piece, just by looking at it, I'm going to estimate is about 2 inches in length, no longer. Okay, so we're going to start by sliding that piece through the top. We're going to put a smaller piece here through the bottom. I'm going to trim that one immediately because nothing else goes on that spot. Now that's basically good like that. I chose one of these little white elastics to install around the neck. Again, no specific function except that it does help keep the straw in place and adds a little bit of detail and gives me reason to fuss about those specific details. So I try and line that up so it's nice and straight. Moving on to the top, you're going to grab the second black piece. You'll notice it has rounded corners. The rounded corners are going to face the top of the head. Again, I've installed these backwards a few times and it's annoying to me. Okay, so I'm going to start by sliding that on the outside like so, and this piece, the face piece, is actually going to slide through these slots. Okay, so I'm going to start by sliding this through the the top one, and it's going to go through about I'm going to say 1.25 inches, and then feed this back through on the bottom and pull that through like so. Okay, then I can take this and slide my straw down and put the other side on. See this? I'm too focused again, and my voice is boring you to death, to tears. I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize for this, but you're so close to having your first Strawbot complete that you're going to be overzealous with joy. Yes. Okay. So at this point, you're basically going to put the outside over. I'm going to trim now because I can see I've got way more than I need. And it's going to make it easier to get this thing together. Okay, so we've got the top of our face, something like this. The last thing to go on, obviously, is the jaw. And again, I've got these little 1/8 inch cutouts. When you're cutting out all these pieces, you're gonna have scraps everywhere. So it's not a bad idea to save some of these little 1/8 inch punch outs from before. Static like crazy. They're gonna be sticking to you. You're gonna be tracking them over all through your entire house. So the jaw will go on the outside here, slide it over, and then onto the outside of the back. Oh! And I'm going to put this over top. The idea here eventually, it's not perfect, but I want to have this so that there is some room for articulation in the mouth so we can animate this guy talking. Okay, you'll notice the empty eye sockets Okay. I've got some more black straw. This is not the Harvey straw. This is more of your standard size. You'll notice that it's probably close in size to the standard bendy straw. This will not fit inside. It's almost the exact diameter. Okay. The reason you want the smaller straw is we're going to do little punch outs for the eyes, and your punch is most likely, your standard punch is 1/4 of an inch. So the little punch outs are going to fit snugly inside of a standard straw. Not going to fit so snugly inside your Harvey straw because of its slightly larger diameter. So that's why we're using the smaller straw here. And I'm going to outline these steps a little bit in more detail in pictures in this step. You can see on the inside, I'm just basically what I've done is I've taken my 16th inch punch and my 8th inch punch. Try and say that 10 times fast. Okay, my 16th inch punch and my 8th inch punch, and I've punched out 2 of those holes close together, close enough that they'll fit within the 1/4 inch, and I've basically plugged them with a red and a little white circle. And then I basically cut out with my 1/4 inch punch, and I stuffed them inside the straw. Okay, but I didn't just stuff one of them, I've stuffed it with about 3 or 4 deep so that, you know, that top one will actually stay in place. Again, the idea of these straws, I had animation in mind, so you could actually fill this with different eye shapes if you wanted to, and just basically use a tool like so to push them out if you wanted to animate a sequence of eyes. You can also, you know, rotate these. I'm going to install this one now, and you can see that it's going to push through, and you've kind of got to feed it, I don't know if you can see in here, feed it in between the 2 black pieces and under the piece that goes through for the ears until it comes out the back side. Okay, you can see that there. Okay. The other thing this allows us to do is sort of maybe you want to animate it like this guy has a telescopic eye or something. Is that a good? No, that's a terrible telescopic sound. Let's try this again. I don't have it. I'm going to quit. Okay. I'll find that later on the interweb. Beauty. Okay. Again, come up with your own eyes. You know, who knows? Maybe you guys are going to be better at eye shapes than me. I'm not good at that anime sort of glowy, glassy looking eye, but I think this looks good for my Strawbot. So there you have the head. Okay, again, you can come and trim this afterwards, and this is the basic Harvey 2.0 head shape. Wicked.